What's up guys, it's Desrow. Today we're gonna do guide number 10. Number 10? I believe it's number 10. So this build is basically it's a good build. We'll start by what this build is. It's a good build to kill them before broods. It's a good build to work on your macro because there's like a benchmark where you should have this amount and kill them with this amount. And yeah, so this build is a quick 3 base against Zerg, and the goal is to kill them before broods and make a lot of stuff and try to micro as good as you can. The good old trying to make the probe stick on the mineral patch. So yeah, this game was played a while ago on a ladder. So yeah, I picked up the mineral a bit too quick. When you're scouting against Zerg, you want to make sure you know what type of pool it is. If it's 15 pool, you don't have to worry about lings killing you or killing your building and getting in. If it's 14 pool, it's better. I find it's better to do 16 forge. That way you have time for an earlier cannon, and you'll have time to make a cannon before they kill down your wall. A lot of bad Zergs will do 15 pool, and a lot of good Zergs will do 14 pool. So just if you see 14 pool, then just make one more probe. If you see 14, then be on your guard. Now on this map and on Ohana, I like to put the second pylon here instead of here, because you can do a 3 pylon wall, and if you don't put the pylon here and they try to bust you, you're gonna lose one of the pylons because you'll have to do pylon. But if you put a pylon here, then you can do building. Get a cannon, then afterwards get the double gas. I like to put the probe on patrol. Eventually, obviously he took his third. Put the probe on patrol, then try to buy as much time as you can. Never build a pylon here when doing Nexus first. It just delays everything at your wall, your gate, and all that jazz. So I wasn't sure here if he sent the lings, so just to be safe I sent the probe just to see, but that wasn't that necessary looking back on it. Always confirm third. If they take this base first, sometimes checking the natural is good, but if they take this base first, it's really rare that they're going to 2-base, so I might not check for the natural. So here in the main you want 2 on each gas. Once you have 16, you want to transfer rally point. The reason you want 2 on each gas is you don't need gas that much. What you're going to do is you're going to make 3 stalkers and chrono all of them. Eventually, once this is saturated, and one of the perks of putting only 2 on each gas is you'll have this base saturated quicker. And once this base saturated, you're going to put probes back on gas. Here, when it's time to make another pylon, you want to see where the OV is, and then you want to come and make a pylon here, so you can build a cannon here. So my course finished. Chrono a stalker. Chrono a bit more probes. Like what you want to do is just like chrono probes all the time, but make sure you have like 1 chrono for the stalkers. Your priority with the first stalker, checking the watchtower, trying to chase down lings, and then put a probe at the watchtower. Put the probe at the watchtower. So here supply block a little bit, so I look like a fool. Then I'm gonna resume probes. So I chase down a lane, then I'm gonna put a probe there. Starting to pile up a bit too much money for my taste, just because I get supply block. But then once you have your tower, you want to put a probe there. Now the overlord will see it. That's just something you have to deal with it. That doesn't mean much. One thing I guess you can metagame them by just sending the probe back and then going here. That's something I'll do since I didn't check the replay that much. Now with your second stalker, you want to send it and the main deny the overlord. Once the overlord's denied and you don't see any lings around, then you want to put down your shit. The Nexus, pylon, cannon. After the third stalker is just for because you don't have that much gas, and stalkers are pretty fast to kill lings. Then you want to make a sentry. I'm going a bit too quick here for myself. So I guess we'll go back just a little bit. Alright, so just a little bit again. Alright, so once you have this set down, you can grab the gases right away. It's rare that you'll need to wall this off quickly or wall this off quickly, so you can be a little bit more greedy and add this first. If you don't want to whoops. Alright, I just want to make sure I didn't have an overlay on, but sorry for that. So if you want to be a bit more greedy, you can add this first. If you want to be a bit more safe, you can add the gates first. So I chose for this, once you add the gas here, you want to fill the probes back. So what I'm going to do is send one on each to go back to 3. Here is a mistake. You want to get the +1 weapon as soon as you have 100 gas. In between the stalkers, doesn't matter when, just as soon as you have it. Chrono boost, you want to try to chrono your +1, because as you're adding so many gates, you can't really chrono probes. But yeah, and I mean that's like the sucky thing, is sometimes you won't be chronoing probes and then they'll be playing super greedy. So yeah, there's a perfect balance I still haven't found where should I chrono probes while building this wall. But yeah, eventually I'll get the hang of it. But for now, just chrono your +1 and make sure you have your wall first, is a bit more safe. So you'll have the production to be able to hold aggression. Now, once all your gates are set up, you want to put a gate here too, but it's not as urgent. So as soon as your wall is set up, you want to add a robo. Reason you want a robo is to send an observer, see what tech he's going for. You want to park the observer here for 5 timing, 4 timing, so you're going to go here, here, here. This build, I do it only on Cloud. Daybreak's okay, but other than Cloud and Daybreak, I don't really recommend this build. It's too hard to deny scouting and stuff like that. I usually don't go more than 3 sentries unless I'm under heavy pressure. Once you have the money for it, you really want to add a second forge and a twilight, because what we'll do is it'll be like a 2-2 or 3-2 timing attack, depending on how good your chrono boost is. So 16, making sure to keep spending the chrono. I'm gonna get supply block like a silly goose here. I'm gonna actually cancel a probe, I think, here, and make the observer. Am I? Or no, I'm gonna be happy that he kills my probe so I can make an observer. Sometimes I get supply block, that's really bad. So start the upgrades. Now, before, or sometimes I would go for charge first, but there's no way to know if he's going mutas or not, so you always want blink first. That way if he's going for mutas, you'll be able to defend pretty easily. But yeah. So after you get an observer, you want to pump out as many immortals as you can. When I say as many as you can, you also have to take in consideration the timing of his 4th. If that's like a really early 4th, so I might cut down on immortals and go after and start the war prism and go sooner. So it depends on what I want to do, and it depends on how quick he gets his hive timing. An early 4th is okay, but an early 4th with really greedy broodlords, and this push will get crushed. So you really have to play according to what they do. So I'm getting blink, making more gates. So yeah, see, this is a really early hive. So I think hopefully soon after this one, I'm a bit silly here. I wish I would have gone sooner. Try to deny scouting from the overseers. Even something I've started doing that maybe we'll see in the next replay, I'm not sure, is start faking out by adding a pylon here and making look like I want to add a 4th and move down. If I have my watchtower and I'm not scared that he's going to attack, because if he's going to attack and you move down, you're kind of screwed. So here the goal is to go for a lot of zealots early on. You don't want that many stalkers. Like, of course you have blink, so you want some sort of stalker, but like 10 stalkers. What you want to max on is like zealot archon, and then eventually you want to get stalkers. So as you see, my my shit's parked here. get an idea of when he's gonna start his tech. I'm really disappointed that I didn't go for quicker war prism and quicker push when I told you guys that's what you need to do. But it really is what you need to do. Keep the upgrades pumping. Like I'm gonna hit with 3-2 actually, so that's pretty cool. 16, 16, 16, around 66, and 1 extra. So he starts his Greater Spire. I should have moved out sooner. You want to wall this off with 2 pylons, but then I'm like, oh wait, the immortal. So my move out was a bit sloppy. When you move out, you want to try to take the tower with lings. With zealots. I don't know why I said lings. Yeah, my war prism was a bit late, not chronoed fully. A lot of gates, transforming them, getting charged, and then you want to move out. So around 14 minutes, you should, like 14, 15 minutes, you should be max, depending on how good your macro was. My macro was kind of shitty because I got supply block at 70 when I was making probes, and I didn't chrono probes that much, so I didn't get maxed at 14 like I could have. But yeah, like you can get max quicker if you gamble more and chrono a lot more probes and delay the gates a little bit. So it's all up to you really. Here, you never want to go down here. Always going behind is all better. Always want to send a war prism in the main because you have like 3-2 upgrades, or soon you're gonna have 3-2, and then after that I like to get plasma, depending on the timings. But anyway, just looking at his ground, like he's at 1-1 and I'm gonna be at 3-2, so my getaway units are gonna crush face. So right now I'm just trying to harass, and then once he pulls some of the lings, I'm gonna go in. Unfortunately for me, I kind of failed. But yeah, you know, we make a war prism. You always want to bring a probe because the war prism, you want to send it in the main. Yeah, I was disappointed. Like my observer didn't see that. I would have microed the war prism a bit better. Here I think I like played really sloppy, but got lucky that I won. So that's one of the reasons I think I replay. It's like even though this looks really retarded and I played really badly, I still crushed face. I was pretty happy with myself. So yeah, zealot archon, and then eventually, once the ground army is dead, you want to go full stalkers. Like the moment they have broodlords, you want to go full stalkers. Stalkers pretty good, and yeah, it's basically a move strat, and it helps you macro. Did your war prism make a comeback yet? Oh, it's making a comeback now. Yeah, the immortals, very strong. Poor observer. Yeah, rage quit. Alright, the second game, I don't get supply block, so hopefully maybe I'll be next around 14, like I was saying. And don't worry, the notes, well I guess we can look at the notes while this loads. So the notes, what you want to do is you want to do 9 pylon, 16 nexus, 17 forge, 18 pylon, 18 gate, 19 double gas, 2 gas on main, 2 gas and main, 2 gas, 2 on gas and the main. Alright, that was hard to read. 34 stalker chrono, 38 stalker chrono, 38 plus 1 weapon, 7 minute third, then add 6 more gates, 740 robo. Robo might be a bit sooner, I'll see with this, I'll try to remember. Second forge, twilight, around 8:30. Make sure you're not gonna die to pressure first before going full upgrade. Sometimes you want to cut back if you see they're being aggressive. Like earlier I died to Hydra push and I tried to add a robo bay. I kind of failed my micro, but yeah, you're already invested. You're already heavily invested into upgrades, so you really have to be careful on what you spend your money on if you are dealing with pressure. So you want to get max by 14 minutes with good upgrades. Zealot Archon, 3-4 Immortals, War Prism, move out before 3-4 Immortals if he's being more greedy on tech and getting quicker broodlords like I should have done last game. So I kind of got lucky to win last game, in my opinion. Here again, trying to mess up the timing. By the way, those notes will be available in the description on YouTube, so don't be sad if you didn't take a good look at them. I'll also put the 2 replays in the description, so if you want to copy from the replay, for some whatever reason you'll be able to do that. So I saw, I'm not sure if it was 14 pool. I was talking, I'm sorry. But
Your probes are under attack.
we'll know after Nexus if I cut probes for a forge.
Your probes are under attack.
And then there will be one guy in the comments being like, it was 14 pool, you can't bomb. We'll see. Alright, so when they do that, it's not worth to, like, it makes you want to put down a pylon, but it's too dangerous. And it's not really worth it. Like, yeah, I'm really not a fan of putting pylon down if you're doing Nexus first. I mean, maybe some better players do it, and I might be wrong, but that's my opinion. You're watching my guide. You want to listen to what I say, feel free to do so. Putting down a pylon here, like always. Here, I was talking, I don't know what I was doing, the gate's laid by 50 minerals. So yeah, made a probe to make me feel less bad about floating minerals. Checking up on the third, but it's like, obviously it's not down yet, it's gonna take a while, or he's sending it now, so always stick around and make sure to confirm. Cannon. Here I think I'm gonna put my core here like a noob. But putting the core here, so you have like a one zealot wall with the core, I really like that. I'm thirsty. Alright. So I see the third. So I know, no all in. 2 probes on each gas. Actually that game I was like, oh wait, it's 2 probes on each gas and then I'm gonna take them out eventually. Yeah, here up with the core, I felt special in that game. But yeah. I guess since it's pretty much what happened the last game, I'll talk to you guys about what's been going on. I started streaming again this week, and next week I'll start doing a thing called Replay Thursday. Not tomorrow, but next week, where you send in replays throughout the day while I stream, and I take a look at them and analyze them. And if you're sub on Twitch, you have priority. I think maybe what I'll do is like a replay per hour. Hopefully, hopefully people don't send like a replay less long than like 30 minutes. I guess will be the rules. I haven't set the rules or anything. It's just a thing I want to do to be able to help you out, guys. To help you guys out. Jesus. Anyway, first stalker taking the tower, sending the probe right away. I can kill the Zergling. Is kind of sad. Keep making probes. That game, I don't think I get supply block. I'm pretty happy about myself. Putting it on pylon. Always denied overlord. Yeah, I feel like, oh, that guy is a closer overlord, so he would see my. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do is if I do a pylon here, I'll put the pylon below, so my probe could sneak in, and then you wouldn't know. Them mind games. That's only for like important matches, but it matters. Alright, folks, it matters. So I'm gonna add the. Oh, I think that game I forgot to put probes on gas. Yeah, after the game I was like, oh wait, I forgot. But anyway, wall off. See, here I wasn't full greedy. I walled this off first, and I went full, and I went and added the gases. And I spotted my third, so at that moment, yeah, oh, here I added the robo even earlier. He spotted my third. It's really not common. Like, every time I get pushed, it's usually bad zergs. Like, sometimes there will be some good zergs that do like really well executed push and beat me, but those are very rare. So yeah, I mean at your level it'd be better if you had more gates. But I really like the 3 gates robo version that I'm doing right now compared to the like 6 gate 1 robo. Like, I like the early robo here. I'm excited. So here, mineral, making sure the probes are like, you see I have like 1, 1 and then 3, 3. Those kind of things matter. So I kind of try to fix them like you're doing nothing but macroing. So like if you can like macro as good as you can by just fixing little things like that, always helps. Yeah, I was a bit skeptical that guy going quick overseer. And oh yeah, I got supply block here. God damn it. Alright. I'm disappointed in myself. Here I tried to see if he had like an hidden base. We're gonna scout with the server. I'm really disappointed in myself. This should have been dead. I should have been supply blocked this long. So I guess my macro wasn't this good that game. But at least I have my probes before I get supply blocked, which is pretty useful for getting a max sooner, even though I'm supply blocked now. Chronoing upgrades, getting thing. Right. So you have to be careful the way you move with your probe. Like that guy had an overseer checking for checking maybe for DTs. No, but anyway. So I see no spire. So I know that he's not gonna try to go like quick hive. So I'm gonna take my sweet time and make a lot of immortals and get them upgrades. Start adding some gates. I wasn't sure how quick was his third, but I mean, it's not that quick. Oh god, he has a lot of drones. Goddamn Zergs. Yeah, oh yeah. That game I made too many stalker for my taste. I could have had more food by just making more zealots and then later on archons. And yeah, obviously this was messed up. Oops. Getting charged, getting Temple Archive. I'm gonna get the Temple Archive around 12 minutes. Yeah, I guess I'll change the notes after this replay. Instead of 6 gates, then robo. Get them upgrades going. Yeah, that guy made me mad. See, that's what I was talking about in the previous replay. Starting faking out, like that guy should have a lane or like some vision of the fort. Like he literally has no vision. But yeah, that guy tried to do like a ground army push before broods. But now I see that he's finally taking. So eventually I'm gonna have to start. Yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do there. Sure, rebuild it. It's no biggie. Alright, the war prism's coming out at 3 immortals. So the expand was semi-early. So get a war prism. I'm really sad about this, by the way. Yeah, at that point, like there's 2 ways you can go about taking your tower. Sending zealots and hoping all his lings are not there, so you can kill the. Well, there's like 2 ways to go about this, about a move out. Send 2-3 zealots, hope the lings are not all there. You kill the lings and then you can move. So you have like a little timing window where he doesn't know, and he might be like doing something else. Or just move out with your whole army and be like, sup, I have nothing to hide. So chart's about to be done. The war prism, yeah. So you'll see the micro here. It's really dangerous because like at this point I know he's maxed on ground army, so I'm like really scared. I know like the goal of this build is you deny scouting and you hope that they make corruptors so it goes a lot easier. Like that's a pretty, I mean that's one of the best case scenario. This case scenario, not that good, but if you look at his upgrades, 1-1, I'm about to be 3-2, or I'm at 2-2, so yeah. Pretty satisfied with my force fields there. They killed quite a bit of lings and stuff. Alright, now that I have my Paladin set up, I'm gonna start sending the war prism. Here was really noobish of me. I'm gonna lose a lot of sentries. I was really disappointed in myself. Like I wanted to attack some of the drones with my stalkers, but then I realized I moved the sentries too close. and by the time I clicked to move them back, it was like too late. So here, I mean, I have a concave, and he's attacking in a choke. So, well, concave, not the best concave, but and one of the best thing with this is like, alright, so one thing I don't think I've talked about it so far is the amount of gates with this build. This is good. There's 14, 16, this is perfect. You're all in and you're making a lot of zealot archon. And having that many gates also allows you to do harass. Like, you can spend your money so quickly. Like, your money doesn't build up because you technically always have gates to warp in. The example, ta-da! You see? I'm still fighting here. I'm losing an immortal like a noob because I wasn't looking because I was warping in. And then, yeah, here was pretty... I'm not gonna say the J word because people that might not like women will get offended. But that was pretty lame. I'm just joking, by the way. Alright, so here I see he removed all those spines. Like, there's no way with the push he did here that he's gonna have that many spines. Well, I mean, they're rooting, of course, but there's no way that he has a ton of spines. So I'm just gonna remove here in a second. I'm gonna be like, well, all your spines are here. They're not here anymore. I'm just gonna jump in here. And yeah, the zealots really just to harass the drones, make his army out of position. So he pulled in the main to defend the zealots. That's pretty lame too. Moved in the main to kill the zealots, so I'll move here. Then he moves to the third to defend my army and the zealots. So I warp in the main again. Here you really gotta be careful for them fungals. Well, I wasn't paying attention, but good to be careful. Now, I know the spines are here, I know there's fungals. There's no point going in there, especially since I don't have that big of an army, and especially since he's stuck in his main. So, always good to move back the archons. They're pretty valuable, and every time you can save an archon, like that guy is gonna go back to like, let's see, he's gonna go back to at least like 200 shield before the next time he gets attacked. So yeah, just keep warping in, warping in. See? I mean, the game's gonna end before he gets attacked, but you get my meaning. It's always good to try to save archons. Like, even if they're not about to die, just like as soon as they get targeted, just pull them back a little bit. They're really beefy and they really they really do a lot of damage. The lings become useless. You know, like plus 47. It one-shot slings pretty well, and with the upgrades it does a lot of splash damage. I don't know the exact max of the splash damage, but let's just go back to when I added my forge or my robo. Well, it's pretty close. We're gonna add 6 more gates if you want to play safe, or 3 gates, then robo, then 1 gates. Up to you, buddy. Alright, so it's Despero for guide number 10. Hope you enjoyed it. My next guide will probably be DT PvP DT build. This build I have a lot of fun to do on Daybreak, sometimes in Tomb, but in Tomb I want to try to be more aggressive with like a 3 gate, 11 gate build. But yeah, guide number 10. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can watch more of my videos on YouTube, youtube.com/desrowfighting. I'll put the other links like Twitter and Facebook in the description. I'll put the replays, I'll put the notes, and I hope you enjoy it. Any feedback, any questions, just feel free to ask in the comment section below. And thank you for watching. Peace!